Oh, fuck. Hey, what's going on? My name's Eli, and today we're gonna be talking about Dying Light 2. Since the game's launch, I've been a huge fan of Dying Light 2, and even though I and everyone else saw the glaring issues the game faced, I've always held out hope that Techland would be able to clutch this one out, and now, finally, after 2 years of hard work, the difference between today's Dying Light 2 and the release version is night and day. For those unfamiliar with Dying Light 2, it's the long-awaited sequel to the critically acclaimed survival horror game, Dying Light. The game was teased in several E3 conventions and generated a large following, but when the game was finally released, its art style, story directions, as well as general scope and world size were either drastically reduced or heavily altered. Dying Light 2 was also plagued with bugs that made the game next to unplayable. Just in my playthrough, for instance, structures failed to load in, and small mistakes could cause you to get soft locks in certain areas of the game, forcing you to restart your playthrough entirely. Today, however, while Dying Light 2 still barely resembles what was demonstrated at E3, it has pulled a complete 180. After 2 years and countless updates, the game is finally at a point where I, and many others, think the game should have been released. In this video specifically, we will be discussing the 3 big things that I believe massively improved the game. First off, Dying Light 2 now features some of the most satisfying melee combat I've felt in any game, period. The weapon variety is great, and each weapon type has its own unique feel. Let's talk about the blunt weapons, for instance. Not only do they feel incredibly weighty and responsive, the visuals and sound design add to make Dying Light 2 the perfect domestic disturbance simulator. But hey, listen, I like handing out concussions and blunt force trauma to strangers just as much as the next guy, but sometimes it's fun to just kick back, relax, and remind yourself why the fuck you're so scared of British people. The bladed weapons of Dying Light 2 flow so incredibly well. These things glide through enemies like butter, severing arms, legs, heads, and as well as any other phallic body parts that may come into contact with them, completely destroying any hopes and dreams they may have had in an instant. Like, honestly, genocide's never been so fun. There are also plenty of utility weapons to use, but I'm not really gonna go over all of them. Like, the only one you'll ever see me using is my personal favorite, the peaceful protesting device, so there's not really any point. Also, recently, Techland finally introduced guns into Dying Light 2, and while I would love to roleplay as America's most pacifistic citizen, I don't want to put another 20 hours into unlocking all the guns. Dying Light 2's parkour is by far my favorite aspect of the game. The sequel takes it a step further than the original did by doubling the amount of parkour maneuvers you can pull off and allowing you to retain infinitely more momentum than you could in the first. Just for a frame of reference, here's all the ways you can go about vaulting over an object. You could do a regular vault, a vault jump, a vault double jump, a mantle, or a vault long jump. And that's just for one object. That doesn't even come close to scratching the surface of what Dying Light 2's parkour has to offer. On top of all of that, Techland crafted the Villador map as the perfect parkour playground, allowing the maneuvers you unlock to be deployed on almost every sector of the map. Combine that with the fact that Villador is over twice the size of both the slums and Old Town from Haran, and you start to see just how in-depth this game's movement can be. The last thing I want to talk about is the amazing amount of content there is to be found in this game. There were over 22 story quests and 95 side quests on release, and that number has only gone up over time. Techland has been adding in new, fully fledged out quests with cutscenes and all since the game's release. Even while ignoring all the bounties, all the survival missions, and the activities that are to be found in the game's open world, that's still over 100 different missions to do. And that number only increases when you consider the fact that each and every quest can go down in drastically different ways, with some quests not even being available if you side with the wrong faction. If that's not a recipe for endless replayability, I don't know what is. With all that being said, I hope that my review has inspired some of you to give the game a try yourself. If it has, or if you just enjoyed watching me ramble about video game shit, you should like the video or subscribe to the channel, just as a way of saying, Eli, you're goddamn cute as a button, and I'd like you to continue filling my brain with your mouth diarrhea. Either way, I'll see y'all in the next one. I'm gonna go disappear for a few months.